All right, welcome back into year two, live now from Fox. I'm Andy Mack. A busy few days here, spinning into a new week. Day number 5 of the ongoing conflict following Operation Epic Fury in the United States. According to the General Dan Kane, they have struck already 2,000 targets in Iran in just a very short amount of time. We're also learning what lawmakers are reacting to it. As Senate Republicans, they blocked a war powers resolution meant to halt U.S. military action in Iran. The resolution failed 47 to 53 in that vote. One Democrat flipping John Fetterman to the other side, Rand Paul the other way around. Let's continue on. Being joined right now by Fox's Asher Red in New York City. Asher, thank you so much for joining us. What can you tell us about what happened today there on Capitol Hill?
Well, Andy, the vote mainly fell along party lines as we expected, and this means that the U.S. involvement in Iran could continue for several more weeks. Meanwhile, Americans are divided over if the U.S. should even be involved in the first place. A Fox News poll shows that support for the strikes on Iran are split straight down the middle, with 50% of Americans approving and 50% disapproving. The poll also shows that 51% of Americans think Trump's handling of Iran has made the U.S. less safe. Senate Democrats say the president should listen to the American people.
Republicans are on record today, and they're going to be held accountable. Elections have consequences. This widening war, I fear, puts us on the precipice of American troops on the ground. American sons and daughters will be in harm's way if we continue down this path.
And this morning, the U.S. sunk an Iranian warship in international waters near Sri Lanka. The U.S. military launched Operation Epic Fury on Saturday, and the Department of War says U.S. strikes have hit more than 2,000 targets, including Iranian command centers, missile sites, and 20 Iranian Navy ships. Israeli strikes have also killed dozens of Iranian regime officials, including the Ayatollah himself, who for decades called for the destruction of the U.S. and Israel. And Secretary of War Pete Hegseth says there's still more to come.
This was never meant to be a fair fight, and it is not a fair fight. We are punching them while they're down, which is exactly how it should be. And as President Trump said, more and larger waves are coming. We are just getting started. We are accelerating, not decelerating. Iran's capabilities are evaporating by the hour, while American strength grows fiercer, smarter, and utterly dominant. More bombers and more fighters are arriving This was never meant.
And here in New York, the NYPD is keeping their eyes open for any potential threats that may come of this. They're upping their security in places like religious and diplomatic sites. Andy?
All right, thank you so much. And we do know that Senate War Powers resolution did not make it anywhere. Is there any likelihood that the House has a chance to pass this, obviously largely symbolic measure?
Well, it's thought that the House would be a very similar situation, with being controlled mainly by the Republicans and them also most likely going to be voting over party lines. And we know that this is something that we could have had a few discrepancies with, and we saw that with Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman voting along with Republicans and Kentucky Senator Rand Paul voting along the line of Democrats, just basically replacing each other's votes.
Yeah, we'll see what comes potentially tomorrow there on Capitol Hill as well. Asher Red, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. You're on Live Now.
Thanks, Andy.
All right, thank you so much. All right, great conversation, diving into the latest with everything going on and just the coin flip of support that the president has in terms of this Operation Epic Fury, as it could last some time. We heard President Trump earlier on today. Also, the second such briefing from the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, saying it could last 3 weeks, 4 weeks, as long as even 8 weeks is what he laid out there. As we're going to continue to follow this here on Live Now from Fox, potentially coming up in the next day or so, a War Powers resolution before the House. Obviously, a lot of members in that chamber, but a one-vote majority for Republicans. So attendance will be key if that is to kind of follow the same path of the Senate measure.